Villages have been swept away in northern Nepal with mudslides in neighbouring Tibet.
This is a remote area, hard to reach. You're fighting against the terrain and the weather conditions.
They were talking about hearing a roaring sound. Within seconds, they saw tons of water gushing through the mountains.
Officials are anticipating this as one of the worst disasters since the 2015 earthquake.
It's a race to save lives right now.
More than 500 people are missing, including tourists from 28 different countries. And officials are bracing for large numbers of fatalities. We'll bring you up to date on what we know about the flash flooding in Nepal and Tibet, but I want to first show you the scale of the incident. And a warning, you may find some of these pictures distressing. This is CCTV footage that shows the moment people attempted to flee just seconds before this massive mudslide engulfed the border crossing between Nepal and China. The clip has been edited. You will see that we've added a white flash due to the distressing content. You will see that people are running and then completely swept away. Here's more CCTV footage from the same border crossing. A massive wall of mud and water hits the site as those people flee. Well, let's bring in our global affairs reporter, Ambarasan Itharajan. Talk us through then what has unfolded.
This morning, all of a sudden, people heard a ferocious sound and soon they saw huge waves of water, boulder and mud slamming through the mountain valleys, sweeping away whatever was on its way, destroying houses, power stations, offices, whatever, bridges, and also several office blocks were taken away by this ferocious water. We still don't know how many people have died, how many people are still missing. Even though the government is giving their estimates, the figures are changing, but it is one of the worst disasters Nepal has faced in recent decades.
Well, colleagues from the BBC's Nepali service have been speaking to people who witnessed the floods in one of the worst hit areas. Here's what they told us.
My family members were swept away by the flood in front of my eyes. My father, my mother, sister and her kids are all swept away. They could not escape the flood. There was no chance at all.
Me and my mother were together while trying to escape. I saved my mother by pulling her hand. Before that, I had given my phone to my sister to remain safe and contact for help. But she is not reachable now. The mobile is switched off. I'm worried she must be swept away.
So what more do we know about how the disaster unfolded? It's something our global environment correspondent, Navin Singh Khadka, has been looking into.
So this is the Pan-Himalayan region in Tibet as well as in Nepal, all these towering peaks. Scientists have been warning us that because of climate crisis, these mountains are losing ice fields, glaciers, and because of that, what happens is all these melting, they come down as water floods and so on and so forth. The rivers and rivulets are the medium to bring down all those boulders, all those sediments. And what happened in this particular case is something they're trying to find out. There's not a definitive answer yet, but what my sources are telling is there might have been a case of a big ice chunk that got destabilized, collapsed, and when it came down, the friction with the rocks generated massive volume of water, got down to the river, blocked the river for some time, and then the river, it burst out, and that's why there was this massive flood downstream.
Yeah, the wall of water has smashed through buildings, and the authorities are confronting the scale of damage to critical infrastructure. Here's Panindra Dahal from BBC Nepali.
Officials are anticipating this as one of the worst disasters since the 2015 earthquake. Critical infrastructures like hydropower stations have been washed away, drinking water supply, road supply, they have all seen severe damages. Officials are now racing against time on how to manage the flood-affected victims. The government has said it will provide temporary accommodation, food and drinking water, among others.
Among those missing are hundreds of people from Nepal, Tibet and other places, including at least 100 from India, 47 from the United States, 33 from the United Kingdom, 17 from Malaysia and 4 from South Africa. Our South Asia correspondent Azadeh Moshiri explains how difficult it will be rescuing those trapped in the floods.
This is a complicated rescue operation. That flash flood and mudslide has torn through villages, swept away bridges, and it's happened in a remote area. Rasua is in the northern part of Nepal. It's north of the capital Kathmandu, and it's near the border with Tibet. And so it's difficult to get emergency teams in. So far, more than a dozen helicopters have been deployed, including military helicopters, but they're fighting not only against some of the terrain, but also the winds in that area as well. And on top of that, districts downstream are being warned to stay on high alert, not only in Nepal, but also here in India.
August is peak season for both trekkers and Hindu pilgrims heading to the glacial lakes in this part of Nepal. Phanendra Dahal in Kathmandu has more on why so many tourists may have been in the area where the flooding occurred.
It is one of the main routes that connects to Mansarovar, a popular tourist site in Tibet, and hundreds of people in this season choose this route to go to Tibet. And now another sacred Hindu festival of Janai Purnima was also approaching. Many local pilgrims also were traveling to Gosai Kunda, one of the popular destinations. And it is also expected that some of the Indians or other Nepali nationals who were in the routes as religious pilgrims are among those missing.
The BBC's Ambarasane Thirajan is still with us. It's not the first time, is it, that Nepal has experienced a disaster on this scale?
Nepal has seen floods, devastating floods before. In fact, in the same area last year, some flash flooding happened, killing more than 18 people. That was blamed on melting glacial area. Now, in 2015, the country also witnessed a huge earthquake. I was there a month after this earthquake happened, in which more than 9,000 people were killed, 22,000 injured. In 2008, there was another flooding in which millions were affected. But what difference this time is people had no chance or little chance to escape when this flash flood came, sweeping away all their homes and offices and bridges.
We need to be careful with the numbers and what we're reporting at the moment, because I get a sense, Ambarasan, that things might get worse. Is there any indication at the moment of how bad this could be?
Now, the officials are estimating what could be the damages in several villages. In fact, the task is so enormous. There's several villages, several townships. We are talking about hundreds of tourists, including foreigners. Now, the whole issue is about the infrastructure damage to this country. Now, already they're estimating more than $100 million worth of damage. But the problem is people had no time to escape or leave their homes because it came all of a sudden. So the numbers can increase dramatically in the coming days.
Ambarasam, thank you very much for that. That is all you need to know for the time being about the devastating and deadly flash flooding on the Nepal-Tibet border.